Hello, my Mystic Tribe. I'm Mystic Jen, and I'm here with another Russian-Ukraine reading. Lately in the news, it has been said that Russia has kind of retreated out of the northern part of Ukraine. Ukrainian soldiers had found other Ukrainians that were tied up and shot in the back of the head. In addition to that, there was another city that had a couple street names named after some Russian leaders or Russian diplomats that they went and killed. They shot children in those streets and the soldiers ran those children over with their tanks. Now, this is in the news. That which brings me to a comment that was left on one of my videos. Again, not calling anybody out, not calling them by name. I did delete the comment. But the comment was about kind of accusing me of not being objective, but being subjective. That my readings are all my opinion. That there are people out there, what about the people that think that Vladimir Putin is a hero? That I'm listening too much to the news, that there's other tarot readers out there that paint a different picture of Putin. Well, the news speaks for itself. I mean, you can't hide children run over by tanks. You can't hide children that were shot in the street. You can't hide the soldiers or military, whoever they were, that were tied up and shot in the back of the head. You can't hide that. Does that really sound like a hero to you? It doesn't to me. It sounds like a tyrant. Sounds like an evil Satan himself. So, if you want to drink the Kool-Aid and think that Putin is a hero, by all means, get off my channel. One less subscriber is not going to hurt me. Go to a fantasy reader if you want to see fantasy readings. Just saying. And the comment saying, I don't mean this is coming off as sounding rude. Yes, it was rude. I tell it like it is. My cards don't lie. I've predicted things all along the way. My track record is speaking for itself. I'm not 100% right all the time. Not a single reader is 100% right all the time because none of us are God. Okay? So, there is a margin for error even for myself. I can say that I'm not right 100% of the time. So, if you don't like what I say, if you don't like my videos, if you don't like the information that's put out, go to another fucking channel and drink their Kool-Aid. That's going to tell you what they want you to hear. Or they're going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm not that reader. I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to tell you what you need to hear. Okay? Now, other things is I had to go and redo my website. I had to switch hosting platforms because I got locked out of Squarespace. I don't know why. They're paid. My website was up and running, but I couldn't get in to make changes. And they had no customer service or technical support open on the weekend. And you couldn't even talk to anybody by phone. It's just by chat if you were lucky. They were cheaper. But I went back to my tried and true. I'm back on GoDaddy. And GoDaddy has phone support 24/7, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Got everything switched over, getting everything in place. And you know, I had an issue on Squarespace with the scheduler. It would not work. Nobody could schedule. They could pay for a reading. Then we had to do the emails back and forth. It take days to set up an appointment. That is all done. Everything is totally 100% automated. You could go to my website, purchase a reading that you want, and you could schedule an open time slot. And when you schedule your open time slot, it automatically creates, it's connected to my Zoom account, it automatically creates the Zoom meeting, and you are immediately sent a confirmation with the Zoom link and password. So, it saves a ton of time, everything completely automated. You just have to show up for your appointment. And with that said, I could finally get some of my other services up, which I am going to work on over the next couple days. So, look for that. I'm going to look for my past life readings, the whole package, chakra clearing. There's going to be other things that are going to be involved and I'm going to incorporate on my website. Okay, sorry about the long intro. So we are going to get into the reading. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a Celtic cross. I'm just going to see read about the war itself. I know what cards to look for represent certain characters. Okay? So, you know, if I get either the Queen of Pentacles or the Empress, I know immediately that's Russia. Okay? If I get the King of Swords, to me, that is more Zelensky. The Emperor could be any of them, or somebody who's large and in charge. Sometimes it represents China, but in today's reading, it's going to be sometimes it represents NATO. And I'm using my tried and true for these types of readings, my Steampunk Tarot. So let's dig in. Okay. Honest, truthful answers, right? No bullshit. I'm still waiting to find out what the world news is going to be. You know, all those readers might be wrong about April 4th. Could be. Or it could be just all the positive energy we're putting out there. I've been doing a lot of meditating for today. And, you know, positive energy, positive vibes. Light conquers the dark. So, you know, the power of prayer, if you will, or meditations, visualizations, the whole 9 yards. You know, when you put out light energy, that could change everything. And I know there's a lot of people thinking about today, maybe all of our energy, our collective energy, can conquer the evil that was supposed to happen today. Actually, I'm going to correct that statement. Not maybe it will. I'm going to say it has. We're putting it out there. We're manifesting. We're putting that intention out. It has conquered the evil, the bad, the dark. Okay. So let's go ahead and get into this reading here. Okay. We're starting out with Three of Swords energy. So, again, we're getting this heartbreak over this. I think it has to do with, you know, the pain and the hurt. You know, these innocent people being killed, the soldiers being shot and not even given a chance. They weren't just prisoners, they were shot. Crossed by the Eight of Pentacles. So that, you know, this is almost like somebody purposely working against the people, causing heartbreak and pain. I'm going to go ahead and just lay out all the cards so I can get an overall visual. Page of Cups. The World. I already see what this is. I like seeing Temperance at the top. At crowning. I like seeing Temperance crowning. Justice. I like seeing Justice in the near future as well. I'm hearing Justice for the children. Okay. We have 9 of Wands in the reverse. We have the 5 of Pentacles. Seven of Cups. Five of Swords. With the King of Pentacles. Okay. So let's go ahead and dig in here. Okay. We have the 3 of Swords here. This is that disappointment. This is a lot of pain, a lot of anxiety. This is that broken heart. Sadness. Because of a deed that somebody had did. A plan that was in the works. The thing about the children being shot and run over by tanks. The capture of the soldiers, of the Ukrainian soldiers, tied up and being shot in the back of the head. That was all planned out. And it was planned out in order to inflict anxiety, fear, and pain on the world. Okay? I am going to get a few more cards on this. Six of Swords in the reverse. So, as it stands right now, the energy is Putin withdrawing some of his troops, but not completely. Okay? He's not ready to give this up yet. He still thinks he's going to get everything that he wants. He still has his wish for the Soviet Union. And you know what? He's celebrating a victory. He's celebrating, the chaos that he's causing right now. He's not worried about it at all. Absolutely no conscience. And underneath, I think what's causing the pain and totally worldwide outrage is we got children here. Page of Cups. Innocence. When I see the Page of Cups, I think of innocence. Children at play. 3 of Cups could be children at play here as well. So, but this is also, okay, there's talk, okay, thank you, Spirit. Thank you. They're talking about the news that is very emotional news about these heinous crimes. Yes, they are war crimes. I say that again. And this goes back to that person that left that comment. They are war crimes. So this is the sad emotional news over these heinous war crimes that were committed with these children and those soldiers. We've got the world in the recent past. This news that came out yesterday. So we have the world in a very emotional state, conjuring up a lot of mixed emotions. And it's like the world is crying, when does it end? What is crowning the situation? And this is why I said I like seeing temperance there. There seems to be some healing and some peace. Okay? This is the potential. This is what's on everybody's mind as well. The world is saying, when does it end? When is there going to be peace? Everybody's praying. There's an angel in this card. Everybody is praying for peace here. Everybody wants peace. It's like, Vladimir Putin, get the fuck out of Ukraine. Let the people rebuild. Let the people heal. Let the world heal. I'm very sensitive to the energies. You know, my stomach is actually turning right now. My stomach's upset. So, because this whole thing that's gone on in the past couple of days is so sickening. But there are also, thank you, I'm truly grateful. Thank you. Okay. They're also saying peace is coming, and so is fucking justice. Okay. This is a very heavy energy. Strength. This is the strength of Ukraine. You know, these heinous acts of violence against innocent children, innocent people. And I say the Ukrainian soldiers were innocent because they were tied up. They couldn't do anything. You don't see Ukraine going around capturing Russian soldiers and killing them. No, they're giving them food. They're giving them shelter. But the same is not being returned back to Ukraine. The respect for their soldiers is not returned. But despite that, Ukraine is remaining very strong. Okay? They are fired up right now. They're definitely in protection. And the Lion will go on offensive mode in a heartbeat. And we've already seen that with the oil field. Ukraine will not be beaten. They're not going to allow themselves to be beaten by this tyrant. Okay? Justice is definitely going to be served here. You know, Vladimir Putin is going to get one hellish dish of karma. Okay? The scales are going to even out. The right decisions are going to be made. And there is a decision for peace. I feel it's coming. I said that in the last video. I felt peace was going to be coming. There were going to be peace talks. But after these heinous crimes, Putin just shot himself in the foot. Three of Pentacles. If you look there, in this card, there's like a plan. There's somebody putting something up on the wall. There's a tarot card reader. I'm telling it all. But regardless, there's these three people there and there's plans. It's been said in the cards that there will be peace and justice. And this is somebody who is going to be judged upon their deeds. Okay, this character is putting something up on the wall. Are they going to be recognized for good or for evil? Definitely, I feel evil. Okay, give me 1 second, please. I apologize. I had to answer that text. It was very, very important. Okay. Anyhow, as I was saying, there is this energy of somebody is being recognized for their deeds, good or bad. You know, and judging by what is in the news and what I see here in the cards, it's not going to look too good for Vladimir Putin. He is going to be brought to justice. Okay? I repeat, I've been saying this all along. I fucking suck at timing. Okay? That is one of my weaknesses as a reader. I can see the energies. If I don't put a time frame on this reading, which I didn't when I laid out the cards, so I could get a general idea if it's going to be sooner or later. I feel it's going to be sooner. I don't feel this is going to drag on forever or for very much longer. It could be 3 weeks. It could be 3 months. Okay? That's the energy that I'm picking up. Don't hold me to that. Okay? Because I told you before, I'm working on it. I'm trying to trust my intuition on timing. But just so you know, I suck at timing. Anyhow, so he is going to be brought before the courts. And all his deeds are going to be up front and center, like that pentacle, good and bad. Okay? Now, moving on, we have the Nine of Wands in the reverse. And this is somebody who may have been tired and worn out, who has gotten this new, renewed strength, renewed energy. I'm going to pull cards on this, but I'm feeling very much like Ukrainian energy here. Okay. Okay. Three of Wands. And Eight of Wands. So what this is telling me here is I do feel very much like this is Ukrainian. They are on Ukraine is on full alert. They're waiting and watching for Russia to try to push back again. They're ready. Ukraine is armed. Let me repeat, you guys. Ukraine has anti-aircraft fucking missiles. Okay? They are fucking ready. Vladimir Putin goes and does another attack again on Kyiv or whatever. Ukraine is waiting for them. And I'm going to predict this now. The next major attack from Russia, if it happens, you know, the future is mutable, that can change. If it happens, it's going to be a massacre. And it's going to be Russia who's going to lose here. We have the Five of Pentacles. Somebody's going to lose. Okay? I know, I keep getting text messages. It's just that I have an appointment with my stepson to help him out. And we're just coordinating. Okay. Anyhow, you know, there's this happy, you know, the happy family in the Five of Wands. You know, this is that battle. You know, the disruption of family life for the Ukrainians. A lot of people displaced out of their homes. But we have somebody that's a victor that's holding up a victory flag. Or that could be a truce flag, a white flag as well. Because the Five of Pentacles is also talking about, what I'm also hearing with these, there's two sides to this. There's Ukraine's side, who's battling to maintain their freedom, battling to keep the happiness and contentment within the country. You know, who's going through a really dark period right now. But if I was reading this for Russia, they're financially strapped, which is affecting somebody's family life, the good life, and they're still arguing, they're still struggling, they're still conflicted, there's still the conflict going on over the conflict that they started. And when I say victory flag and truce flag, you know, this could be I'm going to say it again. Russia's going to lose. I feel there is going to be talks, and Vladimir Putin is going to give this up eventually. At least for now. For a while. Maybe even for a couple years. A few years. Okay? If he's still walking this earth. I still think justice is going to be served. He's going to meet his... I was going to say meet his maker. He's not going to meet his maker. He's going to meet the deity that he is controlled by. We'll leave it at that. Okay? This is confusion. I feel there's going to be a smoke screen come up. I'm going to pull cards to see if I could get a feel who's going to cause a smoke screen. Someone's going to cause a smoke screen, whether this is a fake ceasefire, or one side is going to make it look like they're doing one thing and they're going to do something else and catch somebody off guard. I'm feeling more like a smoke screen on Ukraine's side. I feel Ukraine's energy here. But this is what's coming up next here. Okay? So this is, you know, the energy of how people are looking at this. Putin's energy and Vladimir's, their side of the story. This is the environment right now that the people are going through. This is what's coming next, and this is the potential outcome. This is near future. This kind of works with the potential outcome. Just so you know how I read this Celtic cross when it regards to things like this. Now we have the King of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay, so I'm already kind of getting an energy here. Four of Cups. Yeah, there is a plan absolutely being worked out as we speak. That is going to lead to a victory. There's the victory flag again. There's the laurel. Laurel stands for victory. Okay? And this going back and forth is going to come to an end because of people's faith and the fact that God, or the great divine source, is in control. Okay? So, moving on. As we're saying, as far as what's coming up next, there is that smoke screen that is, you know, Pentacles, Earth, okay, that is going to throw a leader off guard, off their toes, and they are not going to be happy about it. I am feeling a smoke screen. You know, Zelensky is very intelligent. And I see somebody sitting with their hands crossed there, you know, somebody very dissatisfied. Somebody being dissatisfied with their performance of their troops, and I'm feeling very much a sense of confusion amongst the Russian troops. There seems to be a sense of chaos here because we have a leader here, and I feel this is Putin's energy, that is not grounded, not thinking straight, not being a true leader. And the King of Pentacles in the reverse is also reminding me of somebody who is lying to their people. Okay? Now, for the potential outcome of this. Or that wasn't King of Pentacles. That was, oh, Page of Pentacles. I'm sorry. You know, somebody, King of Pentacles is right here. Okay. So we have somebody here. You know, this is news. This is like somebody going back on their word and not being happy about it. And I'm going to be frank with you. I feel that that is the smoke screen. Then we have somebody with a practical plan. You remember in that one reading when I said that there could be something questionable that President Zelensky does? But he does it for his country. He does it in order to try to win and end this conflict. But President Zelensky, you know, don't shoot the messenger. I'm telling it like it is, can come under some sense of judgment also. Because we have the Five of Swords and we have the King of Pentacles. I'm getting two messages from this. I feel this is a defeat. I feel like he is going to defeat Russia. But he may do it in a less than ethical manner. I'm just saying that there could be a little bit of desperation in Zelensky that causes him to make a judgment call. You know, I predicted that before, and I thought about him bombing Russia. He's not done with that yet, folks. It's going to happen again. The oil field was not what was going to be in question, even though it's a cover-up and they haven't come out and claimed it yet. Ukraine was behind that oil field bombing in Russia. Okay? But I feel there's still something else. Six of Pentacles. You know, there is still something else coming up. Because he's working on that plan as part of this smoke screen. I almost want to say Zelensky saying a ceasefire and then Zelensky attacking. Something like that. Because there's a smoke screen. There's something fake. There's an illusion. And I feel that it is Ukraine creating that illusion. But in Zelensky's mind, he's justifying it for all the heinous things that was done to his people. And in order to try to bring a swift end to the conflict. Six of Pentacles, he's working on that plan. They're going back and forth. And if you look, there is a scales in there. And the scales is justice. It is being judged. That's why I feel that there is something a little bit shady that Zelensky's planning too. And that's the problem that I have. Two wrongs don't make a right. Even if it means it could escalate the ending of this war. But it should not be at the cost of innocent people. Okay? That is my opinion. That did not come from Spirit. That's just my opinion. But what I am seeing is all eyes are going to be on this. There is a smoke screen. And Zelensky's going to do something to make sure that Putin is not going to come back again. And it's going to be something that might be a little bit shady because of this Five of Swords energy. I'm feeling more of winning by deceptive means or unethical means. So, but I don't feel Zelensky being judged as harshly as Putin. Zelensky's doing this for his country to save his people, to minimize the cost of the death toll. Yeah, there's the Devil card right there. Okay? And King of Wands energy. Somebody who's very ambitious. Somebody who is got his eye on the prize. This is somebody that is, what he's doing is he's biding his time, and very active planning. He's acting out of passion with whatever this smoke screen is. And he is paying very close attention and watching every move of what Vladimir Putin and what Russia is doing right now. He's biding his time. He's waiting on the moment for him to make his move. Okay, so folks, that's what I have for you for today. I know there's going to be, like, especially this outcome up here, maybe a little bit less than popular with some, but I got to call it like it is. Now, am I being objective or subjective? Comment below. Okay? So, with that said, I'm going to leave you here. I will be back later with the final April reading, which it will be Taurus. And I love you all, and blessed be.